I've got my new DC assist solar powered heat pump running right now. We peaked at 30 degrees Celsius today. The humidity is really low, so 24 Celsius feels nice. I've got that running, and I'm not buying anything from the grid. The 6 green bars indicates that that's running 100% on solar. There's only 6 bars. When the sun shades my panels a little bit, those bars will drop to about, well, actually for a while there it dropped to 2 bars. And then a red light comes on beside the 20. That's the temperature setting I have that set at right now. And you can barely hear it, right? Listen. That's nice. It is 5:45 p.m. September 15th. Let's go outside. There's the sun, way over there, getting ready to set. It's hitting my panels at an angle. Sorry about the wind. Look at my shadow, how long it is. And it's hot out. It feels hot outside. I adjusted the angle today, doing some experimenting. Not pulling any moisture out because the humidity level right now is really low. But there's the DC assist. That's coming directly from the solar panels. Series circuit. I tested an open circuit that hit 165 point something DC. There's the AC. If the DC can't keep up, it starts pulling from the DC. Now let's go inside and I'll show you how much power this is consuming from the grid, which is none. And I'll show you my old air conditioner. That's my old air conditioner. That's going on 14 years old now. Installed it in 2010. $9.99 from Canadian Tire. It served me well though. There's my new heat pump. And I like the placement of this one because it blows cool air and hot air all the way down the hallway and cools that end of the house as well. Let's go outside. That's my old heat pump. That does cooling only. There's the 2 remotes. That's for the new one that does heating and cooling. That's for the old one that does cooling only. And that's what my house is consuming right now, 405 watts. That includes this TV. I don't think there's any fridges on right now. If you do see a fridge kick in, there's 2 fridges in the house and a deep freeze in the basement. There's a fridge and a deep freeze in the basement and the upstairs one. If you see a large spike, that's the fridge starting. I'm going to mount this to my tripod and explain as I go the difference between that and that. Okay, so that's my solar assisted heat pump cooling my house right now, and I'm not taking anything from the grid. There's the remote. I'm going to turn this off. Total house consumption is on the right hand side in the red. Total export going back to the grid is in the green. We're exporting the difference of 1,714 watts. Now that thing there is it does a dry out mode for about a minute. Whoops. That thing will do a dry out mode for about a minute when you turn it off. And then I'm going to turn on my old air conditioning that has no solar assist and watch this. I'll do that right now because I already know that I'm not pulling anything from the grid. Actually, I might have been pulling about 100 watts because it dropped off there. You see that little jiggly line? It is almost 6 o'clock on September 15th and the panels are getting sun from a fairly significant angle. Now watch this. That's completely shut off. That's the new solar assist. I'm going to use this remote and turn on my old It's uncomfortable in here. It's 29 degrees outside still. It hit 30 today. The humidity's low, so 24, 25 degrees Celsius indoors feels nice. I'm going to turn on my old one. Watch this. That's the one behind me. And now look what I'm pulling from the grid. Huh. That went up quite a bit. And it'll vary as it ramps up. See the spike? The spike almost hit 1.1 kW just on the startup of the old air conditioner. That's the advantage of this. Even after the sun goes down, this new solar assisted one is still probably 60 to 80% more efficient. I haven't done the math on that yet. But with the number 10 gauge coming directly from its own circuit breaker of my distribution panel in the basement, it peaked at 400 watts yesterday when I was doing testing with no sun, with the DC shut off. That is efficient, like extremely. This thing draws almost 900 watts. And it'll vary with temperature a little bit outside. But look at that. I'm selling the net difference of that. On the left-hand side of your screen, I'm going to change that to the net value. That's now what I'm selling to the grid, 411 watts. I'm going to shut this sucker off. There you go. I just shut off my old air conditioner, and I'm going to turn on the new one. The new one's set for 20. They're both set for 20. Neither of them are pulling any moisture today because the humidity is extremely low. Let me show you that. Let me change this back to the actual real-time default of what the house is consuming. Now, as that ramps up, it might try and pull from the grid during startup. See that big red spike around the white box? That's my old air conditioner. That's what it was drawing. We're still only drawing 406. I haven't heard the compressor kick in yet. I'll show you the actual temperatures inside the house right now. And it's comfortable, like really super comfortable. My Accurate, this is my weather station. Charts and details. That's the outside temp, 28.6. Let's go to the lightning tower. That's just a temp humidity lightning sensor that's sitting on the end table just to the right of me. Temp high today was 23.9 and we're in the shade. Temp low was 19.3 at 8:48 a.m. I turned on the solar assisted at that time because I was sitting here enjoying my morning coffee with no socks on. Look at the humidity though. It's dropped way off since 120, since just after 1 o'clock this afternoon. It was 27%, and that's indoors. I've had the air conditioner going off and on since, and it pulled even more humidity out. So it's working very efficiently. Like it's not even drawing much from the solar assisted part because the humidity is low. I did test that during high humidity on a hot day shortly after a rain, and it pulls a ton of humidity out. There you have it. Let's go back to this. Looks like I'm pulling a little bit from the grid now. Or did a fridge start up? I'm pulling a little bit from the grid. We're talking, let's hit control here. Without the air conditioning on, I was pulling 407 watts. That's at the top of this yellow box. That's real time, timestamp today in the red usage, 405 watts. And then when the compressor kicked in, for a short while it jumped up to 564 watts, and now it's rolling back off to 498. So I am using a little bit from the grid. But remember, it's 6 p.m. and it is September 15th. In the summertime at a summer tilt, I won't be using any grid power to run my air conditioner. Thanks for watching.